I just went to see Phil's show, and fuck man, it's so. Even, I'd love to just know how you how do you work that up, man? How do you get to that point to then just come on stage with the bag over your head?
Oh, the cat. Yeah. Oh, have we started?
Like, we can even just kind of just chat just now.
Oh
man.
no, we can chat now. Yeah, so I we'd started. I panic.
Yeah, no, there's no hard intro or anything like that. We'll just chat.
Great.
And then,
I like this. My ideas. It's my ideal Sunday. This show's just stupid because like last year I did a show. Oh fuck, it was hard last year. I thought I'll do this show and I had this whole thing, and it was all about. And I've always thought as you get older and your material changes, just talking about your kids and things like that. That's what people do. And I watch acts, and I just think they're great material. I'm not going to go at anyone's acts about your kids. Of course, it's what you talk about. It's your life, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, I'll just do an hour about how my kids changed my life, and without them, I'd have nothing. Like, because you put all this into comedy, and it's a very unrewarding job at times. You know, isn't it? Like you just go, I've tried really hard, and it's not. This hasn't worked, and then relationships fall by, and all this. But at least you got this thing. And so I did the whole hour about that. But I don't have kids, you see, so I made it. For an hour. But then I did all these twist endings where everyone was like, oh, this. And then at the very end, it's like telling the truth. I go, I don't have kids. And people are like, oh, fuck, that's complete. But it was too dark. It was horrible. And it was like.
Is that what happened every night? People were just like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, they liked it.
Yeah.
But the problem, eventually, it took me over 10 days to get it right.
Right, yeah.
And I made the mistake of going, I'll put the tickets like £4, which is like nothing.
Yeah,
it's 4 or 5, and I thought, and it's a work. It's basically, I should have just said it's a work in progress, but I didn't. I just thought, well, I'll build it up because I normally get shows ready in about 4 or 5 days. And this was so I didn't realize how miserable it was. So I was like, oh god. So I had to dig that in. People were just coming in going, what the hell has he brought us in here for? The light. So this year I thought, right, one, preview it. Who thought that worked?
I was going to say,
the cameras like I'm on fucking hey.
Previews.
I love the lens.
I was going to say that you would have had to have previewed that. That was fucking wild.
Yeah, but I'm not being able to preview it with a band.
So
I've just been going around with an iPad and then just doing all the stand. But what I noticed was that a lot of the material is quite dark. So all the bits in it, which I won't ruin the show for people particularly. Yeah. But there's a bit. The way I do the show for most of it, that makes everything seem lighter.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
And if you've got a band and you've just said something that everyone goes, oh, that's a bit grim, but which I didn't have in the last show, so it was just grimness for an hour. So I thought, well, put this in.
So you do kind of the big musical number as you sing the song, the band play it, and then you come in and go, oh, this is depressing.
Yeah. So it's just shades of dark and light.
Yeah.
So I thought, so that's why I did that. And then I just thought, I want a show I'm going to enjoy, which I've not had for a while.
Yeah.
No, I like 2019 show I did, Au Revoir, I really liked.
Yeah.
That was great. There's loads of people coming in and out and stuff. So I've tried to keep it more controllable. But fun.
Yeah, man, another thing, it looked like you were just up there. The band were having fun. You were having fun. It just looked like you were just like, and then your little cameo at the end, that coming in, I was like, this is fucking gold, man. This is so good.
Well, the band, Cammy Sinclair, Cammy Fair, and I can't even rhyme the surname. The two Cammys, they're brilliant, they're good, and they do the thing. They're just fun as well. They're both funny.
Yeah,
it's just like we have a laugh every
And
day.
all the show's been good?
Weirdly, and the first few are a bit quiet. So when you do the intro, I do. That you should see that to absolute silence. It's beautiful. I mean, today it was a bit tough getting it going, but the other day did it on a Sunday audience a bit ago, and that was just silence. And it's so high energy. But I always thought that was why it'd be really funny.
Yeah.
So like a dead high energy intro to silence. People going, "What the fuck is that?" But then as soon as you start the next bit, they'll go, "Oh, we get it."
Yeah. Everyone's like, I see what's happening here. As soon as you took the bag off your head, I think the whole room was just like, oh, this is going to be insane.
Yeah, I think it's like the first thing. But sometimes you worry, you go, oh no, is this like musical theatre? Yeah. Oh, done badly. Musical theatre is great, done well.
Yeah.
But you know what
if it's done badly, fuck yeah. That is grim hour to get through of shit musical theatre. Oh, that's fun, man.
But I appreciate you coming. I didn't realise you'd been in because at the end we were just sweaty, just trying to get money in that bucket.
No, that's like I kind of held back, and I was going to talk to you at the end, and then I think you kind of ran out to get a signal for the card machine, and I was like,
pathetic. You should see it. If you want to know what the beginning of the show is, but you don't want to come, just come and stand outside the Hive at 1:30.
Yeah, you have to do that every day,
looking like an arse with a card reader in the street.
It's a cool venue, though.
I love it. I love that venue. I love being with the Monkey Barrel. I love the thing is, it doesn't smell as much as sick this year. I did it in 2019. It's,
I think the bar area, the holding area bit, that smells like shit and
Yeah.
sick. That's awful. That's minging.
I think what they've done, they've got those like diffusers, but they're all like, there's 1,000 of them. It's like that scene in Seven when they find the guy in bed. He's been there for years. Like, lots of fucking car fresheners everywhere. But hey, I tell you what, you think I've had one hell of a week. Enough about me. You're the one with an actual story to tell.
Yeah, man, it's been a pretty mad week. Just Thursday was just an absolute write-off, man. I was just on Thursday, I was just like laughing, just like every night I'd be like, what the fuck actually happened? Just like laughing maniacally, and I was just like, loads of like the other who were just calling ourselves hostages. Like loads of the other.
Have you talked about it on the podcast?
No. I'll do it. So basically, when the pod comes out, I'll do a bit of an intro at the start.
Oh, right. I see. I was about to say, I was like,
Yeah. So basically, if because I don't do it for the YouTube, but basically, I got held up at gunpoint at my show. We had some hostages. We were all taken as hostages. The guy came in properly, like, freeze, nobody move.
Was he massive as well? Was he?
Oh, mate, this is the thing. He's a little dweeb. He was a little skinny, gaunt Scottish guy. He just looked like a wee junkie.
Yeah.
He was just like, fucking, I can solve all the world's problems in 2 minutes and all this stuff. He's like, I'm invisible. I'm an undercover police guy.
Was that true?
But then he
Should
started
give him a bit more respect.
Then he
He's gonna
started
help
saying
solve
the
world
police are
problem.
trying to kill him, and I was just like, well, you're contradicting yourself here, mate. Come on,
Yeah,
make
yeah,
your
yeah.
mind up. Which is it?
Yeah, but it might be like Serpico. They were trying to kill
Yes,
him. He was
yeah.
undercover. I think the more I hear about this story,
He's actually
you're the
alright.
arsehole.
Well, that's the thing. Loads of friends text me to be like, what did you say to set off a gunman in your show?
Yeah.
And I was just like, no, I didn't know the guy. But everyone else was messaging me like, are you okay? And like Gareth Waugh,
Of
I was
course, yeah.
outside giving a statement to the police. It hadn't even been half an hour since the thing had happened. And Gareth Waugh texted me saying, desperate to see your show, mate, gunning to get a ticket. And I was like, Gareth, this is excellent, mate. And I showed it to the police guy and he went, fucking, that's quite good. We've got the police on side for the laughs.
Yeah, Gareth Waugh was very funny.
Yeah, he's a very funny guy. Yeah. And so it's all these just kind of mad things, man. But yeah, all the kind of, some of the hostages came back. Because I took a day off on the Thursday. Yeah. I came back on the Friday night and some people came back to see the second half of the show as well.
Oh, I think.
And
Well,
to
that's
pay me.
brave.
And they bought me a wee gift. They brought me a bottle of rum as well.
Oh, nice.
Proper, like, it was literally a wee bonding experience between us all. Like, all these people that, and then saw them some of the next night. So, but yeah, man. In the room at the time, it was just like, I thought it started off as a heckle. He standed up, started shouting, and I was like, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave, please, mate. And then he just pulled. And then, like within about 10 seconds, the guns pulled on me, and I was just like, oh, well, I'm done here. I was like, I'm getting shot.
I can't imagine what it would be. Of course, I'd have been welcome death, but I think we don't know I'm ready. But like for you got your life ahead of you. You've got
I'm 37, mate. I'm 37. I'm ready to check out as well.
37's a good age.
Yeah.
I actually thought you were younger than that. Well done.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Alright.
But yeah, it's funny that you say that you've done shit like that in the past. Have you done like pranks, like things like staged in the show?
Oh, I always have like stuff in the shows. So I used to have my mate Shay would sit in. Shay is a 6'5". Do you know Shay Burnley?
No, I don't know.
6'5", massive black guy. He's a comedian, very funny guy. He does the Black Comedy Showcase at Bannerman's every midday.
Nice.
Go check that out. 12:30. So we always work together a lot on things, and it would be one point in the show I'd stand there. I won't go through the whole thing, but basically he would stand up and get offended and start saying about me being racist throughout the show. And
Oh
I'm
my
going,
God.
I haven't done anything racist, but people around go, oh, fuck. And then he stands up, because some people go, no, he's not, shut up. And then he'd stand up and everyone go, oh, fuck.
But carry on, mate.
Yeah. And then it'd get to about, he'd get right up to me and I go, he goes, yeah, you saying this and you do that. I go, right, you've come in early again, haven't you? And he goes, oh shit, sorry, what time, when am I supposed to come on? I went, so I wait for the racist bit, or else it makes no sense. He went, all right, Wednesday, I have to do this whole thing and give him the cue and that. And he goes to sit back down and go, we're not going to do it now, are we? I said, just get out, leave it. And he tries to fly her again, don't fly her. Just. So that was a bit. And then
Does that ever backfire? The audience like ever like?
What I mean, I think Sunil Patel put it best when he said, Shay, the problem is Shay looks like he could throw a fridge up the stairs. So no one's really going to argue about that.
If that's racist, it's racist. Carry on, mate.
It's like, no, maybe he's got a point. So I had Shade in that 1 year. Then 1 year I had someone would dress as. I'm a fucking idiot. I've had loads of these.
I was gonna say you're the perfect guest for this episode, man. Just to think that.
Well, that's why I thought it was the thing. Because that's the kind of thing I would do. When I heard of the gunman, I went, "That's the kind of thing I do."
Fucking
Right? So
good work, Ralph. Fucking.
Someone's seen me.
Yeah.
I used to pay a guy every day to hang around outside the hive dressed as a pig, right, with a stag do. So there'd be 4 or 5 of them. All
How
getting
did you
pissed.
get these people?
I don't know. I mean, that's why it's got smaller. People have got enough of this shit. But I realised after a few years, well, give everyone a daily wage because at the end you're going to lose money. But not like the Monkey Man that we're very good. Very lucky where we are, so we can afford to pay people. Which isn't a great deal, but it just makes you feel like you're all part of it, you know. And you feel like obviously just expenses and stuff. But so I've had this bloke dressed as a pig. So then he joined the queue being an arsehole, and he'd have sunglasses, and then he wouldn't interrupt. But throughout the show, he'd be a little bit gobby here, a little bit there, and eventually he'd just storm out and throw a can at me and stuff. But it was done so straight. Everyone's like, "Fucking hell, that'll be great." And then at the very, very end, where I do this bit, he comes back in and does something. Everyone goes, "Ah, fuck!" And I go, "Ah!" Basically, his pace was to come in and annoy the audience for about 4 minutes.
It seems like you don't really give a fuck, Phil. I'll be honest.
Well, yeah, I like to.
You like to just kind of mess and just not play by the rules.
Like now, this year's show is just more eyes for it's a lot of interaction, but it's not like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first ever year in Edinburgh, I used to have a show, and it was all everything going wrong, like fire alarms going off, you have to evacuate, all that kind of thing. And then at the very end, a guy come in dressed as a bear. And when I'm doing this, I'm pretending I've been adopted. So it's me doing the video about how I was adopted. So I go, this me, my real dad for the first time. And then a guy with a bear mask would come on with a little vest saying, all the sexy girls come up to me. He'd come in and go, "It's the motherfucking bear show." And I go, "Sorry, mate, we're doing a show." He goes, "No, you're not. I'm here at 6. And I go, "No, I'm here till 10 past." And eventually the tech go, "No, it is 6. And I go, "Why have I never seen this prick before?" They go, "Because we're normally really underrun." I go, "Oh, that's a good point." But you used to have a fire alarm go off. We'd have to evacuate, do it in the beer garden outside the Wee Coo. And yeah, Bristol Square. So we'd just be out there in the rain, and I'd be going, "We're going to have to crack on," because the staff would do it properly, get us all out with the fire alarm. So they'd all think it was a fire alarm. So I'd be stood on the chair table going,
"Oh my God, Phil.
So what happened to your mum?" I go, "She's dead." And then I'd be shouting in this beer garden. And sometimes you have like a family. I remember once we sat on the table watching it. And I went, "Oh, sorry, guys, have you got a ticket?" And they went, "No." I said, "Well, we're trying to fuck off then, you two pricks." And I go, "Oh, fuck off." And then the bear would sit down. And then eventually I go, "It's the bear show." So then he'd interrupt and do a rap. And then he said, but I used to pay someone to fly as a bear, dressed as a bear for an hour a day with these flyers for the bear show. So then when it happened, people would go, "Oh, there is a bear show. Yeah, I've seen the flyers."
Yeah, we've got one. We were going to go to that.
I think it was Sean Walsh. Mick Ferry said, he showed me one of the flyers because I used to have these flyers and they looked rank.
Yeah.
And it had a 3-star review. And the quote, my mate Michael J. Dolan did them, and it was the quote was, "Almost the best hour of bear-themed hip-hop comedy I've seen this year." Sean Walsh was going, "Look at this shit thing." He went, "It's not a real show, man."
The effort you put in, man, that is fucking, you're really selling it, man.
So that's why I thought, I didn't realise until you just told me before we came in that it was all rigs. I've not had a chance to read about it.
Yeah, and a lot of people did. A lot of people were like, "Oh, did you pay like a drama student to do it?" And everyone's like, hardly anyone's heard about it. This is the big thing. Like, hardly anyone, like, loads of like the local press, the Edinburgh Evening News picked it up. I did a phone interview with them, and loads of the comedians like, "This is it. This is gonna fucking sell out your run," and everything like that. So you know Roscoe McClelland?
Yeah.
He was just like, he was sending the article to like loads of other journalists to try and get them to pick it up. None of them wanted it. None of them wanted the article, and I don't know why. I genuinely have no idea. But there's loads of like, they just like didn't do anything with it.
It's like we were saying before, like Jim Jeffries gets a very weak punch.
Yeah.
I mean, he was also a good comic.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
saying that's the reason. But that publicity goes worldwide because you've got a clip to show. And it's that thing of like, you should do what other comics do.
I know.
Film every dog shit gig and put it out as content.
Do you know what? 2 days before the Fringe started, my girlfriend said, she's like, "I think you should film all the gigs." And I was just like, "Yeah, but I've got to invest in like a big camera." I was like, "I'll maybe get it." No joke. I was like, "I'll maybe get it on the 14th. I'll maybe get it on my day off. I'll go and get a camera so I can film the second half of the Fringe." And she was just like, "You fucking idiot.
No,
you should have filmed it."
But you've got the audio.
I've got the audio. I've got the full audio. And I
good.
tell you what, listen back to that. I don't think I'll ever play the audio in a show because it's like it's terrifying.
Yeah.
But I've got to do. I've kind of got like the opening bit of my show now. It's like I've got a 7-minute bit about just telling everyone what happens. Got material on it already, and I just kind of just make light of it already.
Do a little remix of it. Give it, you're all gonna fucking die.
Do you believe in magic? That's the thing.
This is the point. I really did think I was going to die. Yeah, that's the
Phil, can you direct my show next year?
Yeah. You see me, I don't write shows. Just run around like an idiot for an hour.
So yeah.
Well, I think that's the thing. If they have, because everyone wants a clip, you can.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people don't. If you thought it isn't real, then I think a lot of other people will have just gone, it's not fucking real.
They think it's a stunt because there's so many people do it here. Don't they? Remember, like,
had that girl not at the start of the Fringe not done the crying thing, like one person came to my show, not, I think that maybe drained the energy for PR stunts, and people are like, we're not falling for this again.
Right, yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, everyone seemed a bit. I still don't. Someone said that they've done that before.
Yeah, apparently she did it at the first day of the Fringe last year. It's kind of like, I think everyone's a bit, I kind of very cynical about it. I kind of feel like she did it for attention.
Right.
But I'm just like, it kind of worked. So fair play to her.
No, that's it. You got to hustle.
You got to hustle.
You got to hustle in this game, pal. That's what it is these days.
So then when this happened, and everyone's like, you're going to sell out. You're going to sell out. In my head, I sort of convinced myself I was going to sell out. And like yesterday, I had like 5 pre-sales. And like, they got 30 people in, but no one in the room knew. No one knew what had happened. One person, I was like, does anyone know? Has anyone seen it? And there's just one woman just like, get me.
It's odd, isn't it? I wonder why it's not been. I mean, you would think even as a story, it would be on the news going.
Yeah.
Somebody on X said, I fucking wish that had changed back to Twitter.
Yeah.
I can't say I've X'd.
I know.
Are you supposed to say you've X'd?
I think everyone's just tweeting in it. Twitter.
Yeah.
I think no one's changing.
He'll change it back.
Yeah.
It's all a publicity.
Yeah, that's it. That's a publicity stunt right there, man. He's at it. No one gives a fuck about it anyway. I think it's going to die on its arse.
Yeah, I just don't see the point of it now.
Nah.
Because I don't see anyone liking stuff. I mean, they didn't like it much anyway, but I had a tweet go out there. Oh, God. I did a tweet, really stupid thing. It wasn't that stupid. I thought it was quite funny, actually, because but people forget I don't really care like enough. I find these things funny. But they were going, so my flyer was half an hour late. So I went, oh, right. I said, well, I'll be in there. So I'm setting up. And so now it's another 10 minutes has gone. So I'm like, we're going to fly for 20 minutes. I went, right. I said, if you need me, because I always meet them outside the event.
Yeah.
Hi. I went, I'll just be in the room. The show's on. She said, all right, where's that? I was like, you've been flying for me for 10 days. I went, where have you been sending people? I went, you are my only flyer, and you meet me here. And I think 15 quid an hour is not a bad way. I've never been on 15 quid an hour.
Yeah.
And then everyone
didn't even know where the room was.
Didn't know where the room was. But I found that funny, so I was like, yeah, of course you wouldn't. You're doing my show. Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
that's it. That works.
I found that funny. So I put it online. Then it gets thousands, which had never happened to me.
Really?
So I'm going, well, I don't want this to go viral. This isn't like showing who I am. It makes me sound like an arsehole. And then some people are going, that's actually, I mean, yes, it's above minimum wage, but it's below the national average. I went, who the fuck are you?
Shut up.
Life, you
Shut up, fucking laugh here.
Bit of fun, isn't it? Look at the rest of my tweets. You think I can
you know, Christopher MacArthur Boyd, you know him?
Yeah, I love
He
Chris.
put out a video basically being, hey, Ralph, just a little shout out to you, just to let you know, we've all had handguns pulled on us. It's just something you kind of go through at the Fringe, you know. We've all had to kind of, that's how you kind of make it, kind of welcome with the gang, everything like that. Put that video out, fucking loads of people like that. One guy replied to this thing being like, oh, this is so funny. I've just bought tickets to the show on the 24th, but I promise I won't bring a handgun. And I replied being like, oh, mate, that's class. I'm looking forward to having you at the show. He replied, oh, are you supporting Chris? And I was like, oh, he's not bought a ticket for my show. He bought a ticket for Chris's show off the back of the video being that funny. And that's why then I just deleted my tweet. And I had to tell Chris, being like, mate, that's fucking humiliating. You've got an extra 2 tickets. They ain't coming to see me.
What can we do, Ralph? What weapon do you think we need?
I think I would have had to have shot the guy to get the fucking coverage. I think I would have had to have done something. Yeah.
It is mad. It's you just don't know, like the things that go viral, things that do well.
Yeah.
You know, like, and some things. I've done 3 series of a Radio 4 series. I don't think anyone's ever fucking bought a ticket to see me. And if they have, they've been very disappointed. And then you go on a podcast with like my God, it was Wozniak and Robert Thomas, two Scousers that are dysfunctional.
Yeah.
And then people come to you going, I love the Clippers. Oh, you went for a drink with the caretaker of a hotel you stayed in. And I went, oh yeah, I love that bit of my life to shine on. Thank you. Fucking hell.
So weird, isn't it, man?
Yeah,
That's the
matter
thing.
what people like. Yeah,
That's the thing. Podcasts properly bringing people in. Like, I don't understand how it is, but I mean, it seems to be working. It seems to kind of work. Yeah.
That's it. You know, and in this will get people in.
Yeah.
Especially when this guy's been on.
Yeah, we're getting fucking Phil in. We're going to talk about it.
I love it. Have you ever had any? Is obviously as heckles go, that's the worst.
Well, do you know what? Last week I put a podcast episode out, and I said I hardly ever get heckled.
Right.
Literally that night it went out. I get the worst heckle I've ever had in my life.
What if he'd seen it? He was like, "Oh, that's not fair. I'll give him a heckle." There we are. Clearly wants one. I had a good gig. I always remember this. I used to do the Chortle Fast Fringe.
Yeah.
Which you would have done that, I would assume.
No, I've never done it, man. Never done any chortle stuff.
So it's weird. You got to you get 3 minutes. It's quite a good show in a way. It's like 20 people do 3 minutes each, which sounds ridiculous. But it's just douche. And then people watch it and they fly afterwards, right?
Yeah.
So I was going to do it years ago. And Chortle had just given me a 3.
Right.
On the way. And I just read it on the way there. I went, fucking arseholes, right? So I went in. I went, who the fuck? You trying to kill my career, are you? Trying to kill... So it was in the Pleasance, and I threw the mic lead over the lighting rig, and then grabbed her, said, "Give me that chair." So I stood on a chair, and then I wrapped it around my neck, and I got a lady to pull that tight, pull that. And so I got to pull it tight, and they went, "Right, you're going to kill my career. This is what we do." So someone kicked the chair. That's what Chortle wants to do, isn't it? And I never screamed with your show, and I turned it round, and then as soon as someone just got up and walked over, and I went, he's not really going to pull the chair away, isn't he? He just went, puff, and I just went,
no fucking way, man.
Yeah, so I started hanging, but I'd noticed the lighting rig had wobbled, and I thought, well, I can't grab it because it would...
The whole
it used
thing's
to be a
fall down.
bit from my show. I used to do it at the end of my show, you see.
Right.
But I used to have a lighting rig I could grab if anyone ever did, which is fixed, permanent, you know. But this is a temporary... It's just in a history, in a university... But so it started wobbling. I thought, well, I can't. If this comes down, it's going to hurt someone. I was like, this has been a terrible idea. I should not have done this. I'm hanging, going, fuck, well, I'm just going to have to hang. So I'm just going, right. And then Joey Page was there, a comedian, and he just turned the screen around so people could see what time I was on and where the show was. And they're going, fucking bang. Got a strangle wank gone wrong. And then someone came in and grabbed my legs and pulled me up eventually. I can't remember who. And that was...
I love that.
Gabriel.
Saved your life.
Gabriel
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, and held me up like this. And so I managed to undo the fucking... And I went up to the guy afterwards and went, what the fuck, why do you pull that away? And it turned out there'd been like 3 magicians had been on before me. So we just thought, and they were going, do this. So they went, oh, another magician. I went, kick it. Fuck. He sorts it out. Then he died.
Have you got like other ones that kind of like stand out in your mind?
Well, mine, I've got too many. But I'm a lot more professional than I used to be. So I really want people to understand that Phil is no longer like that. Phil's a very good... Because I'm a jobbing comic as well, you know, that's the money. And so I do all the clubs and MCing and stuff. But, you know, they're usually my fault, the stupid ones. But, you know...
Blame yourself, Phil. Don't blame yourself.
The Frog and Bucket is. So I love the Frog and Bucket. It's my favourite clubs.
I was going to ask about that, man, because you've done a lot of the Beat of the Frog hosting. You must have seen some mad shit at that. Yeah,
well, I was hosting it one night, and this was stupid. So you got like 15 acts, like a gong show in it, and so I MC and bring them on and off, and this guy heckled me from the top. It was a really annoying gig anyway. I was being like, it was a day when they're all being flat. The audience was weird, and I was just like, oh, they're not going with me. They don't like me as the host. I was like, and I'm supposed to be the one keeping it together. This guy heckled me, and he was in the balcony, and I managed to run and grab the balcony. I was a little bit younger, not much, and then pulled myself up.
From the stage?
Yeah, it was mad. I think it was, I'm not sure if I jumped off a table, but I jumped from the side over
That's
to
a
the
fucking,
thing.
yeah, that's a big leap.
I know, so it looked quite good. And then I managed to pull myself up, and I was like, but I nearly slipped. And I was like,
oh
this
my God.
is fucking stupid. And I got on the balcony, and he was on a date. And I went, oh, you're going to heckle me, are you, with your wine? So I took his bottle of wine out of this cooler, and then I slid down the banister. And then I downed the bottle of wine. I thought this would be funny. So I downed it, and then I just went, anyone else want to heckle? But now I'm going to do a 3-hour show, and I just went, oh shit, you can't down a bottle of wine. And that was it. So I'm just sat on the side, it's about an hour in, and these acts are going, I think I've been gonged off. There's 3 cars up. I go, what? Next. It's terrible.
But there's a Monkey Barrels version of that. It's like a free for all on a Monday night. Of that, like they've never done it before. You must get that at the Frog and Bucket as well. That's like a proper entry level, isn't it?
A lot of midlife crisis. That was like, I remember I had to do a comedy course when I started because I didn't know how to get gigs. I just worked in a factory. I didn't know how it worked. So I was ringing up, getting a Time Out magazine, just ringing up, seeing that Billy Connolly was on and going, I see you got Billy Connolly on. Can I come and do a bit of stand-up comedy? And they go, no. I go, all right, thank you. I didn't know how it worked. Didn't have the internet at home. I was like, fuck it.
You tried to open for Billy Connolly.
I know. I was like, I said, Jimmy Carr's on. I try Wolverhampton. Hello? Wolverhampton. Well, eventually they went, Stourbridge, I think it was, and they went like, oh, the Stourbridge Town Hall does it, but like, you've got to do a course. And I went, I can't do a course. I don't live in Birmingham. Like, I live in the North. So you used to have to travel for 2 hours every 2 weeks, and you sit in a room. It's like a Alcoholics Anonymous.
Oh, really?
Just everyone was like, I'm in my 40s now, but at the time, I'm like 24, 25, no, maybe 25. And they were just sat in a circle. I was like, going, what the fuck? Why are they doing this? Sure, and you could tell they weren't like particularly not having a go. Like try it. I'm not having a go at anyone for trying it. But I was like going, why am I coming for 2 hours down here for this? So you get a few people, and I get it, right? And I also try everything once. It's not my place to say. But if you've done an 8-week course and not even the person running it is funny, like it's time to say, he was fucking an arsehole. He
You have to really be funny to run a comedy course. You need to have like credentials, be legit. People need to think of you as a good one because there's people in Scotland who run comedy courses and they're fucking dog shit.
Yeah, well, Seymour Mace used to do one years ago, but it was free. He wasn't doing it for money.
Yeah,
and Seymour Mace is just like another level. Like,
yeah,
but I know what you mean. Some are just like enabling these divorcees, and they get up a lot, beat the frog. So sometimes it's someone just doing old jokes. But again, they say they've done it. You don't want to go to the grave, never trying anything, so you might as well.
It's when they come back and they keep trying and they don't give up. That's the problem. Yeah. And you're like, when are you going to quit?
I hate it. But it's worse when they've been going for 10 years. They're still on the circuit and still doing middles. And you're like going, mate, you've been going for longer than me. 20 years in. Yeah. And you're middling.
And you're still doing the same material.
Yeah, same material. You need to stop. And I know, again, we need hobbies, which I don't mind. Yeah. But you're now clogging up an already saturated circuit. Go to the open mics. Yeah. Do it there. Get vent, which is good, I think. But
that's my big problem with it, is that you're taking a place on a lineup that someone who's desperate is good. You're taking their place on a lineup.
Yeah. And also, it's not fair on an audience who have paid money, because we can't afford a lot now. Yeah. So if you paid, even 15 quid? Yeah. And someone comes on there middle, like, what the fuck? This and that. It's just because they're like going, he's been around a while. He always does an all right job. It's like, that's not good enough now. Everyone's so raised the game.
You need to be on it, man.
That's why I don't down pints of bottles of wine anymore. You got Phil on. Oh, he's over there somewhere.
But yeah, what else do you like doing, man?
Well, don't know. I love Glees. I love a lot of Glees. Like, there's some I've never done, which I need to do, really, like the comedian stuff.
Was it the Brighton one?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, there was a reason I hadn't done it for years. Well, the first time round, but that was just me being fucking miserable, because once I got a phone call from them asking, I asked to do a gig, and then they were being a bit rude to me because I couldn't afford to get there. And it was an open spot, and I was like, who the fuck is that? So I just went,
fuck you.
Yeah, basically.
Love that.
I mean, I'm still all right not doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that. So I know it's meant to be a great club, but at the time, I was just like,
I've got that stubborn energy in me to be like, I'm not going fucking crawling back. Fuck them.
Well, that's it. Like, there's some clubs, and if you've been gigging, it's like being in a workplace for 15 years. Yeah. You've annoyed a few people, and they've annoyed you, right? I've annoyed a lot of people. And you see them in Edinburgh, and they try, but I'm like, look, I'm too fucking old.
Yeah, I don't care anymore.
You can be nice, smile. You don't have to be my mate. Yeah. I don't like you. I'm going to ask you out for a drink. But if you're on a lineup, I'll be pleasant. Yeah. I'll bring you on correctly. It's when people take that onto the stage and then they go, next act. And you go,
I hate that, man. I've seen people, like, two acts, like, hate each other. Like, one just, they did the handshake onto the stage, like, they give the proper introduction, your next act is fucking amazing and everything like that. Fucking hate each other. Yeah. But you still just do that. You still just kind of get through it and just play the game.
You might as well, because it's like you just come off looking stupid, right? But it makes me laugh. Like I had someone snub me the other day, right, in a car park. So I was the only person in this car park at this festival, right? And I'm stood next to a bright red Beetle, which is my car.
Right.
I'm dressed in my same clothes I've been wearing for 20 years. And they walk, and they're the only person that kept walking there. And I was like, oh, I'm going to obviously say hello. And they just walked past, but they did it in like such a weird way. And I went, is this a joke? Like, you'd have to go out. You've now gone out your way to ignore me.
Yeah.
There's so much energy involved in that.
And you're the only one there. We all
Yeah.
know this is happening. Both of us.
It was so funny, but it just makes me laugh. So it
Yeah.
just made me laugh that. So I was like, and there's someone, I was at a gig the other day and I went to shake their hand. They were just like, and I went, oh, fucking.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, what? Grow up.
Yeah, I think you kind of get to a point and you just, I just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I'll be
it's not
pleasant.
every gig I do, but there's only a few people.
Yeah.
But some work for clubs as well. So I just go, well, I'm all right. I've been earning a good living for 10 years without your club.
Yeah.
So I'm all right.
Fuck 'em.
It's all right.
Fuck 'em.
Don't
Fuck 'em,
mind,
Phil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen your lineups. Your brand is dead. You know who you are. But yeah, so it's all fine.
Yeah, have you got a place that you just like, if you've given up, you hate like a city or anything like that? I love, everyone seems to have one. Like,
Oh, I see what you mean. I hate. Oh no, I can't say a whole fucking thing. There's certain places I hate, but a
Yeah.
lot of it's personal reasons. Because I hate the people of that town. I hate the people, their accents, everything they stand for.
Yeah.
No, that is true actually. But I won't say where. See if you can find
welcome
out.
to Edinburgh. It is Edinburgh.
Every year I come to spit on the people of Edinburgh. Yeah, and I love doing Edinburgh. Like, I love this. Like, this is what I want to do, stuff
Yeah.
like this. And I like doing gigs. I don't love stand-up comedy. I don't.
You don't love stand.
No, I don't. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like the. Can't be arsed with the scene.
Yeah.
I just don't. And I never wanted to do it. I had to do it to try and get to writing, and then of course the writing stuff, do bits is so sporadic. But I love doing Edinburgh shows. I love that.
Yeah.
I do enjoy it. It's not fair to say. And when I'm on stage, I enjoy stand-up. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy all the gigs.
Yeah.
But I don't sit at home going, get me back on that stage. I'm just like, oh, I've got to go and earn a living. And then as soon as I get on stage, I'm like, I'm having a great time. I love it. But I don't come off and go, oh, might watch that back later.
Oh,
I
God.
can't think of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and I don't go and watch stand-up and I don't watch it on TV and stuff. So the only thing is, so if I can't be asked going to Brighton or whatever, really, and driving for 10 hours.
Yeah, all right. I see that. That makes a lot of sense now. Yeah.
So I won't go out my way to do stand-up. No, I will. Oh God, this makes me sound. I always sound so negative.
No, this is good, man. This is
like
good.
stand-up, doing it.
Yeah, but it's just the thought, and sometimes it really has to be worth it for you, basically.
Yeah, it'd have to be like, my God, you're on the gala,
Yeah.
and they've brought back
Yeah.
both Chuckle Brothers. I'm not going to say anything else.
They've dug one of them up.
Both. The first ever Edinburgh date, and an 18-year-old came in and reviewed. The first review I ever got in Edinburgh was 2 stars, and they said, and it was the first show, and the first line of the review was, Paul Ellis's show is a series of errors. So I was like, well, that's funny, isn't it?
Fucking nailed the name, mate.
Yeah, so that is the joke. I didn't even know that interview existed. I'll have to track that down and have that removed. That's what I mean. I've burnt so many fucking bridges. I can't afford it anymore. Surprised I can get to gigs.
Yeah.
Burn that many fucking bridges.
Oh, that's brilliant,
to
man.
swim. But yeah, so it's a weird relationship with comedy, really. But I like it.
Yeah, man. You could say you on stage today. You were having a time of your life.
Yeah,
up there, man.
I'm loving this show. But it's like, yeah, I love comedy. Stand up is just a part of that.
Yeah.
I love. Like, I got in it because I loved the sitcom Bottom and stuff like that, and Vic and Bob, and I always wanted to do that kind of thing.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, but you can't do that in Grantham on a Wednesday. You've got to come out and go, what do you do for a living? What do you do? And after 15 years, you're like, I think I've done every single fucking...
Yeah, we know. You've got it.
Yeah, so you just get to do more. Because people always go, why do you go to Edinburgh? Because I actually like it.
Yeah. And do you just like every year, when do you start planning, just kind of go, right, I'm just going to come up with a mad idea in like February and then just go...
I didn't really have, like... I enjoyed it. I did a show in 2018, which was just... I used to come out and I used to... I got these, like, you know, those miniature skateboards, like kids' skateboards.
Yeah.
I just gaffer tape one to each foot before, and I'd come out with crutches and just fucking, I was like, I'm still standing, just push it around the hive, that room.
Yeah.
And I fucking come bolting out and then just push myself off the wall and just go around. And I'd fall over. I think I broke 3 ribs that year. I did.
Holy
broke
shit,
3
man.
ribs that year. But that was like a stupid, I just thought that's a big beginning. And then it was a show where I just picked things off the wall and just did, what do you want? Do you want magic? You want magic? You do that, you know, and then that was it. So I enjoyed that because that's just dead stupid. You just give yourself an hour. And then this year I was kind of that. I thought, well, I want to do more stand-up. But all my stand-up seems quite dark, so that was it. So I thought, well, how do we... so then I like finding a way to... I don't want to talk about it too much because it's fucking pretentious, but a way of presenting all these bits. So that's what it is. A lot of it's like, how do you package it?
Yeah.
How does it?
Yeah, that's good, man. I guess you're loving the reviews. The reviews are all very, very positive.
They've been nice, yeah. It's really thrown me. But I know we said about the quote from, but weirdly, I've always, with reviewers, in all fairness, I've actually agreed with pretty much every review I've had.
Yeah.
Like last year, Copstick came in and I said, don't. And she went, why not? I said, well, it's not ready. She said, well, it should be. And I went, well, why should it be? It's not you to tell me. It's £4 or don't pay anything. It's pay what you want. She was like, well, coming in. I mean, and then she gave it 2. And I was like, I mean, she was right. It was 6.
So for context, Kate Copstick is like the main reviewer for The Scotsman.
Yeah.
She's like the kind of the head honcho of reviewers in Edinburgh.
And she's given me, I did a show, Funds and Games. She helped that do well.
Yeah, that was the one that won the Edinburgh Prize, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Pound, because she came in when no one was coming in. Then she gave it, I think she gave it 4 or 5, and then that did well. So it's because of that initial. And then she came to see me in 2016, loved it. That was another good one. And then she came to one that wasn't that good. It was and she gave it a 3 because she was like, I like him. And even last year, she went, I like him. This is not good enough.
Yeah. Fuck.
And she was right.
Yeah.
And like, I remember, to be honest, that year with Chortle with the 3 stars, and I came into the thing. I mean, it wasn't that year; it was the year after, I think so. But one of them, I was like, they're right. Actually, I did one year. I came up with a 3-star show.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't fix it because I had these 2 other things. I was doing a podcast every day.
Yeah.
And they were right. It's 3 stars. It wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
Last year's it ended up being a 4. I think it wasn't which wasn't right. This year I'm going. Yeah, I think you'd have to be hard pushed.
Yeah, mate.
And not to be not in an arrogant way, but just like so much fun. Like,
Yeah, that's like everyone in the room by the end of the show, everyone is just like involved into that last bit of the show. Everyone was loving it, man.
Yeah, and it's hard like sometimes because sometimes the beginning is a bit like, but yeah. So I'm dead chuffed. It's nice that people like it because also it's taste in it. Because I might get somewhere people come in and go,
I don't know. Yeah, I think I think you just kind of get caught up in it though because it's just so like the songs and everything like that. I think it can be hard to not enjoy that show.
Yeah.
Has Kate been in this year?
Get 5 Scotsman. 5.
Oh shit! So she did. Fuck.
Yeah, so that was the first one. So she came in early as well to make sure it was ready.
Fuck. What?
So funny. She's like and she's like, she even put a comment up online going, better be good this one. And I was like, oh god, it better not be shit. She was actually arsed. I went, all right. And then she came in and she came out and then she was walking out. She went, that's fucking brilliant. I went, oh, that's good. And then it was fine. So she's right. Like, not to say she's right. I'm a 5-star comedian, but I mean she's right. As in, when she's told me I'm shit, I've had to go. Yeah. And same with Bennett's always been quite fair from Chor.
Really?
And that. To be fair, I know that some reviewers some have just never liked me.
Yeah.
So there's been years where some have keep giving me 3s. I'm like, look, you're never going to like what I do.
Yeah, stop coming.
So I just said to them, stop. And and to be fair, they stopped coming. I was like, I've been in those 4 shows you've been in. But I was like, the 3 shows I know you've been in, there's no way.
Yeah. Does it feel? It feels quite unfair to me that they could come in and review you on a night when it was an off night and things kind of didn't work or something. It feels quite unfair to then review someone after that.
Well, it's weird. Like Bennett came in on a day that we had so many technical issues. We needed and couldn't do the show. We started 15 minutes late. A chunk of the show couldn't be done, and a second before we went out, we were going to go out with no sound. And basically, do it from the Hive little speakers. The main ones, and then it went working, and that was 15 minutes late. We lost a section, but I was still Bennett looked around. He's seen that we had problems and given it what and it was still like it was really. I think we worked harder. That's why we made it even better. That show, but. So but I know what you mean. Sometimes you can just we all have off days. Don't we? Yeah.
Steve Bennett was probably the only one who actually other journalists who got in touch about my thing.
Well,
It was on front page of Chortle, and then he tried to reach out for comment, and then I basically messaged him back. He didn't reply for ages, and then he messaged me back like, "Oh well, I kind of wrote it when it was still relevant." And I was like, all right, this story's past. It's like 3-4 days old now, and it was just like he's like, I could maybe do something if you have like a interesting take on what happened. And I was like, oh, let's just fucking leave it, Steve. Let's just leave it.
What you should do? I don't know, not what you should do. Just suggest.
No, I want to hear it. I want to do it.
Well, you already thought of it. I think you just need to get that clip mated
Yeah.
as soon as possible.
I think there's part of me that's just like, I think it could be good, but it's also when you hear,
Too dark.
it's, yeah, man, it's like, it's dark. When you hear the guy shouting and like, the thing is, you don't hear the audience say anything. All you hear is just like the fear in my voice for the whole bit. And you just hear me being really antagonistic. Like I'm arguing with the guy the whole time. He just keeps like, he says something like, what was it? Do you think I'm going to shoot you? And I just go, well, I fucking hope not. Yeah. And he's just like, I can solve all the world's problems in 2 minutes. Are you willing to listen? And I go, well, I don't have a choice, do I? And I'm just like, just fucking, I'm listening back to it. I'm like, Ralph, just play the game. This guy's got a gun. Just agree with him. But so I think if I did put it out, I don't think it would be as, I don't think you could animate it into a funny way because it's just quite dark.
Was there a moment where you thought, I might just take him?
I tried to get the gun off him.
Oh, did you?
I tried to get, as he said, do you know, have you been in the Waverley? It's a really.
I think which one it is.
It's just
near
it's
the station.
literally that's not. So it's just down the Royal Mile next to the World's End. It's down on like St Mary's Street. So I'm trying to think.
Yeah. Oh.
So the stage is really small. The stage is probably maybe about the size of this table. He tries to stand up onto the stage, and as he's tried to stand up, I kind of tried to get the gun off him, but I kind of tried to like get it out of his arm. And I just fell off the stage because the stage is so small. And he just started calling me a fucking dafty in the most Scottish accent ever. He's like, you fucking dafty. And I was like, oh my God, that was not good. So yeah, I'm just kind of then just sitting down next to the stage and he goes like, just take the gun. The gun's not even real. It's not even real. And then as soon as that happened, the whole audience just got up and everyone just started walking out very politely. The most British exit you will have ever seen. Everyone just kind of got up, like single file, walking down the stairs. It was bizarre.
Were the police there then to arrest him?
So someone, as soon as that happened, someone got out, phoned the police. It took them about 10, 15 minutes to get there. It was, and I basically had to. So he gave me the gun. I came out, chucked it under a car outside the venue. He came out and went, "Where's my fucking gun? Where's my gun?" And I went, "Oh, it's back upstairs." Thinking I'll stall him for time. The police will be here any second. He came back down and said, "I can't find my gun. You go up and get my gun." I was like, "No, I'm not doing that." And he's like, "Why not?" I was like, "Because you don't have a gun anymore. We don't have to listen to you." And then he went, I managed to convince him to go back upstairs again. And then when he came back down a second time, the police turned up. And I was just like, Jesus Christ.
That's it, pal. You did very well.
It was, I don't understand why it took them so long because everyone, like, the police were up at the tattoo. They literally, it's like a 2-minute drive down the road to get there. And I tell you what, it was tense in that time. Ooh. Yeah. But I mean, that's like, I've got some good material on it.
Right, exactly. This is what you need. This is what I was saying in my show. Like, you need stuff to happen. So
yeah. As you said that, you went, you need stuff to happen. Yeah, that happens to you. And literally, all my show is about how unlucky I am and how about mental things always happen to me. And he interrupted as I was about to tell a story about the most unluckiest thing that's ever happened to me. He literally just, this is as I was about to start this bit, that's when he stood up and started shouting. And I was just like, mate, you've fucking timed that.
But you don't have like a PTSD every time you go back in that venue. You don't have a little. Guys, I think I'd want to go.
A little bit. It's still a bit weird because it's still just like, in the last week. It's still just only. So what day is today? Today's Monday.
Monday. Yeah.
So yeah, it only happened on Wednesday. But I think I went back up to kind of get my stuff, and I was showing the staff. Like I went back up on stage right there to this is what happened, and I was explaining to them. But I think some of the audience have got. I think they're suffering more than me. There's some of the audience who've been in touch to be like, yeah, no, we're really suffering.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't. I don't know. I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't rush to go and see a gig again.
Well, this is the thing. I think,
it's a shame.
And I also think there's another reason of like why the show isn't selling out because people are like, oh, there was a hostage situation at this gig. We get that the guy's been caught, but I don't think everyone knows that the guy's been caught. So would you really want to kind of go and risk it going to a gig like that?
Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, that's a different. Yeah, that's another thing. Is it's not like. It's not like you've come to the Fringe with a story about this thing that went viral. It's literally, this happened here to this person a few days ago. Yeah. People go, well, I'm not going to fucking anywhere near that. Well,
yeah. You know? And I get it. I get it.
That's like seeing the Twin Towers with the first plane flying and go, oh, I think I might go with the second one. That was awful, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to go and appreciate this other one whilst it's...
Let's get a good view of the other one. Let's climb it.
Sorry, guys, too soon. but genuinely, I'm sorry for all the losses. Exit flyer in the tower.
Hive 2, 12:30.
But other than that, your fringe has been good.
Other than that, it actually has been good, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, before this all kicked off, I was talking about like, I need to start taking risks on stage. I'm going to write a proper Edinburgh show next year. And this was just like falling into my lap. Yeah. And I'm just like, so I'll maybe do a wee bit in the next year. But it's just, it kind of feels like I'm just like, it's now just going to be a bit of my club set. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, little did you know that doing any show was a risk.
Yeah, that's it, man.
To your health.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
I know. So,
what a week. You can't write it. Cannot write it.
The bit when you were saying in your show about the bird falling.
Oh, yeah.
True?
Yeah, it was true. It was funny the other day, the one went, oh, was it all right? And I went, well, I don't normally tell this bit, but it's a baby bird fell off. I used to work at Burton Menswear. And I used to put the shoe racks out for the sales, and there was a bald man looking at the shoes, and a baby bird bounced off his head into a shoe, like a size 9 loafer. It just reduced to $12.50, and I went, oh, so there's a little bird in it going, it was a little fledgling. So I went, oh man, you could hear his mum circling above. So I went, well, I'll go and stick the bird on the roof. It's obviously fallen off the roof. So I put it in a shoebox, and I have to climb. I thought, it looks so awesome. All the girls work at Burton are just going, my God, he's such a hero. I'm going, yes, I'm a hero. I scrabble up. All the Dorothy Perkins cashiers came out to clap. No, I'm kidding. Shit. I climbed up the side of this ladder with a shoebox, and I put it on. So I told this in the show. I put the baby bird on top, and the mum did it, and she was like, oh, right. I went, and there's the other thing. I was like, that bird's still chirping in it for the. So I went back up to see where the bird was, and it had gone. And then I looked, and I realised I put it right next to an air conditioning vent. I think it had fallen in. Feathers in Burton for about a week. Fuck. So yeah, I think I sent it to an early grave. But unintentionally, I don't know. To a good
you tried
thing.
your best. You tried your
my
best.
very best. But again, that's life.
That is life.
Can't write it.
Right. Has it been? Are you kind of like? Have you always kind of like just kind of done like a mix of like? Where did you always start doing like this kind of surreal, absurd like stuff? Or in the beginning, were you just kind of just like? What were you like in the beginning?
I was crap. Beginning, I was dog shit. Like I used to do props.
Yeah.
Because I loved all. Because a lot of people know Harry Hill from like TV Burp and stuff, but he was like, I used to love Harry Hill's stand-up. I went to see him in Preston when I was quite young, and I just loved it. And he used to have loads of, not so much props, but just that energy that he'd have.
Yeah.
He used to have so many good jokes. One of my favourite Harry Hill jokes, I always quote it. It's, he goes, oh, my nan's getting old, like she's losing it now. Because some of it's a bit dark. He goes, I went in the kitchen the other day. She said, oh, Harry, help me with this jigsaw of this chicken. I went, no, that's a box of cornflakes. She goes, oh, it's all beak.
I fucking love Harry Hill.
Brilliant. So I was like, so I used to come out with this plastic bag, and this is my opening. I used to show it at my Edinburgh show a few years ago. It was so embarrassing.
Oh, did you actually?
For a laugh. And then I'd analyse the set as if I thought it was really great. But as I used to pull out a plastic like Bambi. I got it off the boot sale where I used to live in Congleton when I worked at the factory, and I pull it out and go, 150 quid that cost me. I know what you're thinking. That's a little dear. Boom, we're off. Wait for applause to die down.
Oh, God.
Got your next banger. Bang. My next classic was, I was washing my hands. This is so awful. It makes me feel sick. I was washing my hands the other day. There was a sign above the sink saying caution hot water. I was like, well, you've got the right to remain silent on hot water. Anything you tell. I was like, what?
Oh, my
mate,
God.
It was fucking awful. So but weirdly, I think because it was quite a funny fact, because I did it with I think enough of a...
Yeah,
I know
people can like telling it. Yeah.
But then I evolved a bit better. Then I became an MC more. But then I realised I've just been MCing for years. I went, well, I like writing the material and doing these darker bits. So then I started writing more and more. So it changed. But so in Edinburgh, I do all the silly things. And on stage, it's probably a bit dark. I think that's the problem sometimes audiences, they can get, but you just need these silly bits and that. So it's evolved over 15 years.
That's bold. I've got a video of my second gig and I've never watched it back.
Well, you should.
I know.
It's horrible.
Yeah, it's painful. I've found my old joke books from what I used to write, and even just when you think of the material and the thing, I remember my first gig so vividly of just how much I bombed.
Where was it?
The Stand.
Oh, right. Was it
packed out Monday night, Red Raw, Yeah, it was atrocious, Phil. It was really, really bad. And
Red Raw their Gong Show.
no, it's more just like new acting material.
New acting.
So yeah. So you're kind of getting 5s, 10s, and then a good headliner.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, it was just like to think of the things you said on stage when you started. It makes your skin crawl, doesn't it?
It does, but it's like, but that is why we do it. You've got to do it to get better. You've got to go out there and go, oh yeah, that was shit. But then sometimes, I mean, the deer thing is shit. And all those jokes but that set got me to my first free open spot, but a proper gig,
Right.
So you do the little ones and they go, would you like to come and do the middle for 10? So it was shit, but it got me to this
It
point
got you
where now I
somewhere,
go,
yeah.
and then you die at a bigger gig, you go, right, well, I need to change tact. And then it evolves and evolves. But that's it. It's part of your journey.
Yeah. Are you changing the show all throughout the month, or are you just...
Oh, there's a bit of extra bits, and we keep forgetting bits as well, but moving bits. But because we keep overrunning, when you're having fun, it's like you end up doing that. So it's like, well, drop. But it's a good place to be in where you drop. Because I was like, oh, I wish I'd done that joke.
Yeah.
Because like my mate David and Mark Steele were in as well. Matt Green was in it, which was really nice.
Yeah.
And so you go, oh, I wish they'd seen that. They'd like that joke, and I forgot it. And it's like, and I saw it at the end when I was clearing up. I was like, oh, but anyway, you have little bits like that. But
I think it's hard to kind of, like you say, when you were like, oh, I couldn't rewrite the show because I was doing all this. You don't have the mental capacity sometimes to kind of go like, I need to fix the show. Sometimes it's just like, this is the fucking show.
Yeah.
This is it. We're in it for the month. Let's just get through it. I'll tweak some bits, but...
Yeah, are you still evolving your show?
Yeah. I'd literally... Yeah, that's it. The first, like... I opened it. I used to... The first few days, I opened it. It's just with crowd work. I quite enjoyed a bit of crowd work just at the start. And then I kind of get into my bits. Just kind of... But then I was just like, right, let's get rid of the crowd work. Let's actually just try and... That's a new 7-minute bit. Let's try and work that. Get that. By the end of the Fringe, hopefully that's going to be like a 7-10 minute.
Yeah.
On its way to being a good bit.
This is it. I was talking to an act last night and they're not enjoying the Fringe. And I said, look, I've had that. I said, what you do is you just have to have a goal. So by the end of this Fringe, I want this.
Yeah.
And then it's not a waste. Because so last year I went, this show is not ready, but I want to get it ready. So after Edinburgh, I'll take it on a tour. I'm not going to make any money. I won't ask for any money in the bucket, whatever.
Yeah.
I still think it's worth, even when I still think it's worth £4 compared to, you go to free shows and it's like a work in progress. Like. So, and then at the end I went, and I took it on a tour, my first ever little tour, and it was great. So I've always got an affection for that show because I know I'm having a bad month review-wise, and so I didn't read reviews. I just went, I'll work on this so I know that it's good at the end. This year...
this is definitely going to be tour. You're guessing definitely going to tour this one.
I'd love to, yeah. I just dropped some bits. Again, I do very Edinburgh shows sometimes, but I can change bits. But I've tried to keep this a bit more universal, so...
Right.
Hopefully.
No, man, I appreciate you coming in today, man. This has been class.
Thanks for having me.
Just a few things before you go. There's a bit of a thing that I basically get guests to suggest a guest that I've got to try and get on the podcast for another episode. So anyone you like in comedy that you think would like to try and get on.
Who's up at the festival?
Yeah, anyone you think that you'd really like.
Avital Ash, I really enjoyed chatting to.
Yeah.
Who's doing a show with Monkey Barrel.
I think I've met Avital in the Monkey Barrel bar the other night, actually. She's very nice.
Yeah. Alexandra Haddo's really good to chat to as well.
Yeah, I'll get her.
There's loads of really good people like that. Because not only my group of mates are up this year, but some like people like Lindsay Santoro, that's who you need to get on.
Yeah.
So funny. Yeah.
Nice.
You'll have a great time.
Perfect.
That was a great guest, I think. But yeah, well, there's everyone. Get them all in
fucking
here.
Get them in. Get them in.
Sgt. Pepper's album.
And then the last bit is just if I like a bit of a guest recommendation. If there's any like films, TV shows, books, anything like albums that you've been reading, watching, listening, and that you want, we just recommend.
So I don't listen to podcasts like comedy podcasts, but I love 80s horror films, and I just love film, right?
Yeah.
So if you like film, podcast-wise, the Projection Room podcast is incredible.
Really?
Because they do like these deep dives and they get these amazing guests. So they do everything. You can have like William Freak and things like To Live and Die in LA. They did Super Mario Brothers where they interviewed everyone for that. The
original Bob Hoskins one.
The Bob Hoskins one. And I was like, I didn't know about all this. And it's fascinating.
Yeah.
If you like films, that's an amazing one. There's one called Cinema Show, which is great. TV, I watched The Banshees of Inisherin, and I was like, some people have gone, oh, it's boring. I thought it was
fucking
brilliant.
Incredible film.
Loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've watched that twice actually.
Yeah, I'd
It's
like
that
to watch
fucking
it
good.
again. Yeah, it's brilliant because I've done that. Because when people tell me the thing about it, I went, I love that. Yeah, I did that. I told someone I didn't want to be their friend anymore, and it's really liberating.
You've done that.
Yeah, because it was like I got to this age, I was like, he's just an arsehole, and he was an arsehole. So I just thought I'd stop being his friend, and then I saw him at a wedding. So I was just doing the thing of being polite, and we were just chatting and stuff. And he went, "Oh, great. Well, I'll call you." And I went, "Oh no, don't." No, I said, "Don't call me. I'm happy with this." He went, "Well, why?" I said, "Well, I don't know, this makes me sound like," and I dealt with this bit wrong. I went, "I think you're an arsehole." I said, "So I don't want to be your friend anymore." And he went, "Oh, what do you mean?" I went, "Well, that's why we haven't spoken for 2 years, because I don't think you're a very nice person." And he was like, "Oh," and then that was it. So I dealt with that wrong, but it reminded me of that when he just goes, "I don't want to be your friend anymore," because it is that thing of the. Yeah, but some people just are, and they just and they don't get told, and when you do, they're like, "What?" But that was it. Yeah.
Fuck.
But it wasn't. But I like that one when he just says, "I'm just bored of it." It's an amazing thing. It's a great film. Yeah.
Yeah. Go and watch that if you've never watched that.
Yeah. And
Incredible
if you've got
film.
a friend who's an arsehole,
Get rid of them.
get rid of him.
That's it. That's
tell
our
them.
message from the podcast today. Get rid of them. Get
Yeah.
done. They're done. Phil, thank you very much for coming.
Thank
mate.
you very
Been a
much for
pleasure.
having me.
Cheers, man. Thank you very much.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.